Hi, and welcome to part 2 of swatching all of my pink magnetic shadows. In my last part of this, I swatched all of my hot pinks, dusty pinks, bright pinks, and today we are focusing on the light and medium pinks. I actually already did film that part, so I'll pop a picture up so you can see how it started. As always, the goal isn't to declutter as many as possible, to find the one favorite. I'm just trying to make sure that I enjoy what I have and kind of get rid of the fluff that makes me feel like my collection's too big and a lot of the shadows aren't as good as other shadows. So let's hop over to my hands and see how it goes.
So here's what we're working with. Split up between two palettes. I don't know how much I'm going to declutter because there's a lot in here that I really like. Let's start with the mattes. Okay, this one I think is, this is Secrets from ColourPop. It's like a light pink transition, and it served me well. I used this, I think it was in my January palette. Has a little bit of a peachy tone to it. I like this one. I'm interested to compare it here. This is from the Shroud Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette. This one's from the Shroud Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette. It doesn't really excite me, but I feel like I don't know. I remember when I was duping my Pastel Dreams palette, this one was kind of unique. I don't know. It's so similar to Secrets, and I know I like Secrets. I think I'm going to declutter this. It doesn't bring me joy. Yeah. This one does bring me joy. This is Forever. I can't figure out where my camera is today. This is Forever from Luxie. It's kind of similar to Secrets, but there's a little bit more pigment to it. Gonna build the one up. You know, Secrets is a little bit lighter and more peachy, and this one I think is more pink. And this one's one of my favorite shadows ever. This is Fate from Glaminatrix. I feel like it's really nice as a transition, but it's also pink enough to serve as a pink color, you know? Really like that. I feel like that is a pretty big jump, but it works perfectly to use something like this in my transition and then this to deepen it up in the crease. This one's another favorite. I have a bunch of these depotted Jeffree Star shadows, and I don't support Jeffree Star anymore, and a lot of the times the shadows look kind of dinky and I don't like them, but I just like this shade so much that it still makes me happy. I think this was from the Blood Sugar palette. It's actually pretty similar to Fate, more similar than I realized, but a little bit more peachy, and I really love both of them so much. Next, this is Embrace from Sydney Grace. It's looking a little blown out. There we go. It's kind of like a light mauve. Some of these I'm kind of pushing with the pink thing, but whatever. It's not an exact science. You know, this looks like in between this and the jump to that. Sorry for all the focusing issues. Yeah, I like that shade. And we also have French Hens from Sydney Grace. That's not swatching at all. I think this is what I mean when I think of Sydney Grace mattes as being hit or miss. Some of them just don't come up. Alright, there we go. That one's much more peachy. Borderline orange. I'm going to keep this one, but I'm gonna keep tabs on it because I don't like how that swatch and how much I had to work at it to get a swatch. This one I probably could have put with the oranges. In fact, I think I should have, but whatever, it's here. This is I Owe You from ColourPop. I've had this shade for so long. Very orange, but I like it. This is Flower Boy from ColourPop. This was actually one of the first 4 single shadows I ever got from ColourPop. Definitely a bolder peach. Wisteria, I bet it's similar to Flower Boy. I think it might be a little bit more punchy. Yeah, I guess a little bit more pink also. I really like Wisteria. And then this is Centerfold from ColourPop. I have very fond thoughts about this one as well. This one I feel like it's like a neon peach. Maybe it could be called orange, but what a nice bright shadow. It's kind of just the orange counterpart of Wisteria. Alright, so I am a little sad about the one we're decluttering, but I'm happy to have a nice even 10 pink mattes in here. And yeah, I'm gonna wipe these off and then we'll get into the shimmers. Okay, hopefully the angle didn't change too much. My cat was just trying to climb on my ring light. Baby, come on. So that's fun. So these are my pink shimmers, and I have very mixed feelings about them because some of them are like absolute favorites in my collection, and then there's some that are just like, it just feels so essential to have pink shimmers to the point that some I'm just like, how could I get rid of them? And I kind of feel like that more so about the lighter ones. I think a lot of these more medium pinks are ones I'm more excited about. Let's just get into it. So I think we have 3 Luxie ones to start. This is Flutter. Feels really smooth, which is not really my favorite. It looks like duochromatic though, so that's cool. So that's it there. I don't know, that does not excite me, but I'm gonna compare it to the other 2 first. Next is Pink Lemonade. I got this at the start of the year. It was in their January 1st release, and I've really been enjoying it since then. It's kind of like a smooth formula, but like a little bit more grit to it, and it has such a strong duochrome. It looks really pretty in the inner corners. You can really see that yellow in the inner corners. Like in my angle right now, it just looks yellow. But like it's cool in the inner corners because it has different dimensions and you could see it, you know, the different flips to it. And then the third from Luxie here is the shade Bubblegum. This one's a little bit older. I can't remember when it's from. Oh, that does look pretty. Oh, interesting. All right, that does look pretty and shimmery. All right, I'm gonna declutter Flutter and then keep the other 2. This next one's from ColourPop. It's from one of those pastel 9 pans that I feel like I've just been decluttering ruthlessly. It's like a fine, really basic shimmer, but I don't want a basic shimmer. I'm decluttering that. And let's just hop over to these 2 because they're both keeps. This is Peachy Keen from JD Glow. I love this as a 1 shadow look. It kind of similar to those 2 Luxie ones in the beginning. It has a lot of dimension to it, and it just looks really interesting all over the eye. It has like a lot of like green and peach. Really cool shade. And then this one is from Give Me Glow. This is Princess Pink. I feel like this is like their best of their regular shimmer line that I've tried. It's a really nice formula, and it's kind of like a perfect shade that it can work as an inner corner and it can also work as like a lid shade. Has some really nice shine to it. And I found just like recreating palettes, this is the shade that I end up using a lot. These next 2 are shades that I think I should think of more highly than I do, but something about them just, I don't know. Let's just see. This is Marshmallow Pillows from Divina. I was saying, I think it was the video where I kind of like recapped my random palettes from the beginning of the year, that I'm just very unexcited to use this every time, but every time I used, I think there was 2 other light pink shimmers in there that I ended up decluttering. It was like a Depotted Jeffree Star and Earthshine from ColourPop, and I would just like top them with this instead because those didn't give me the shimmer I wanted, and like this did. It was like a really nice look. And that looks pretty in the swatch. That kind of looks similar to Bubblegum on my finger. That one's Bubblegum, right? Bubblegum looks way more yellow. This one looks very like blue pink. Yeah, I don't know. I'm keeping it. It's a nice shade. I just don't know why something in my heart just like isn't excited about it. And then I feel the similar way about Cleona Kaleidoscope. I think I just wanted this to like be more. And it's just like, it's like a very loose shade also, which I'm not always excited about. Like it just feels really like flaky. You know what? I'm going to declutter Kaleidoscope. I feel like I'm off the wall for decluttering a Cleona shade, but I just feel like it's kind of similar to the other ones, but like I just don't like the formula of this one. Every other Cleona shade, I like the formula, but this one just like is too flaky for me. So I'm going to declutter that. Anything can happen. Anything can happen here. Okay, next we have one of my favorite shadows. At least one of my favorite Luxie shadows. This is Gingerbread. I think this was in like their holiday collection in 2020. It's just such a nice shade. It's just like peachy and bright. It hits the light really well. I think when I did my eye swatch of this, I was saying it wasn't like my favorite color, but the color's really grown on me since then. I really, really like that shadow. This is one of the newer Luxie shades from the January 1st launch. It's Daydreamer. I believe this is one of the manufactured shades that, I don't know, for a time I thought I would declutter. I decluttered most of those manufactured shades. but I do like this one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. That's a nice metallic. Okay, let's talk about this one next. This is from Luxie. It's the shade Sky Flower. And I think this is like that kind of more slippery formula that I don't like as much. It's like a very light pink. It has a little bit of like an interesting reflect on my finger, like kind of like a blue in there. I don't think that's enough to save it. I'm going to declutter this one. Then we have Wild Child from Luxie. This is an older one of theirs also, and also kind of that slippery formula. It's an interesting shade, and I don't dislike it, but the formula is just not giving it to me, and I know I can declutter this because this next one. This is Bloodline from Cleona, and I feel like it's a similar idea to that last one. I mean, maybe this one's a little bit more purpley, but it's just such an interesting shade that, oh my god, I need to use more. Like, doesn't it look kind of like a similar idea? In person, it's almost looking more. I think maybe you could see it in camera. Bloodline is so amazing. This is why, like, I don't understand what's up with the formula of this one. Because I think they're both glitter multichromes. But yeah, I don't need Wild Child, Bloodline, amazing. You know, that'd be really cool if I could fit those 10 mattes in here, but I don't know if that's possible. No, that would mean I would only get to keep 7 of these, and that's definitely not possible. Alright, it was a nice idea while it lasted. Okay, this next one is Blaze from Cleona. It's pretty new in my collection. I think I got this last December. I had this with my neutrals for a while because it does have like a really strong bronze flip to it, but just looking at it, I felt like it fit in with some of the other pinks that I have in here. So yeah, I haven't used the shade that much since I've gotten it, but I think about it often and fondly, and I definitely need to use it more. I see like a really strong like bronze and like a bright pink and like a little bit of green in there, I think. Really pretty. Something that kind of pushed me into including that here is I feel like it's kind of similar to Venus from Terra Moons, which is another shadow I think about so much. This is one of their gray-based multichromes, and there's just like a brightness to this that I just feel like is so unique. And this is like so pink and green. Oh my god, I love that shade. I want to wear that every day. Why don't I do that? I could totally do that. I just want like this all over like the inner half of my eye, like top lid and bottom lid, and just like a really nice like one of those like peachy colors on the outer, one of those mattes. Ooh, I love that. Let's see what these Adept shades are all about, because I don't know. This is ACI 5 from the Plain Jane palette, the original one. I feel like I have to say that now because they have like the remastered. You know what I think it is? I've never filmed on this before, and I think that's really screwing me up. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit. All right, hopefully that helps it a little bit. I just have to keep my hands right here though. This formula is so weird because it feels so hard panned when I touch it, but then it's really nice on my finger. I think this is going to be really similar. Okay, I'd say it's similar in tone, a little bit lighter of a pink and not as much of a flip, but it does seem like a more kind of sheared out version. Like I think I could wear this, ooh, maybe this on my inner corners of the look with Venus. That would be really pretty. I like these Adept shades. You kind of have to like, I feel like I have to remember about them more and remember what they do, but I've never been disappointed with one of those like eye formula ones. This is ACI 3 from the Plain Jane palette. This one looks more flaky. Yeah, feels it too. It's more of like a thick formula. Oh, that's so nice. And that one is like a more pigmented or more like base heavy shade. That's so pretty. These are making me feel better too about the couple that I'm getting rid of because these are just so nice and I never even think about the fact that I own them. So let's try to keep the same energy here. I mean, we'll see. Some of these are like favorites. All right, same energy for this one mostly. This is Solstice from Luxie, and I think it looks pretty in the pan, but it is more of that like slippery, stiff formula. I used it all over my eye a couple weeks ago, and like I liked it, but I think sometimes you can't judge it like that. I don't know how to phrase this sentence correctly. because like it's not a bad shadow. My doubts about it are not because it's bad. My doubts are because I have so many other shadows that are so much better that it doesn't matter if like it could be good in a look if it means I'm passing, oh, I'm dropping that. If it means I'm passing up, you know, better shades that don't get used. So that's that there. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I feel like even that Adept one right next to it is like similar enough. A lot of these have like that similar tone. And I think the next couple coming up are going to be like even more similar and better. So I'm gonna declutter this. Okay, that might be the end of our decluttering. Let's see. Next we have Pixie Sticks from Divina. I feel like this category is kind of like a rose gold. It's like a medium-ish pink with a lot of like gold reflect in it. I'm gonna swatch my arm. Really pretty shimmery formula. This is Doll Face from Luxie. I think this is also one of their older shadows, but like a similar to like the good quality that they come out with sometimes. Ooh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I feel like that even alone, I wish I swatched it somewhere else, but that's really similar to Solstice. Solstice, Doll Face. Yeah, Doll Face is the better version of Solstice. This one, oh my god, I love this one. I totally forgot about this. This is Antares, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, from Terra Moons, and I love this shadow. I actually wore it not too long ago, but I just like totally wasn't thinking about the fact that it would be in here, that I'd get to hang out with her today. Oh my god. She's so good. She's such like a better version of Solstice. Wow. Yeah, she's so pretty. I love that like tone of the pink in there, but there's like such a flip in it also. I love that shadow. One of my favorites. This one also one of my favorites. This is Unexplainable from Shine by SD. This is kind of a shadow that like doesn't even really belong with the pinks because it's so multidimensional. I'll show you what I mean. It looks like bright green in my finger. Alright, it's not coming up on camera as spectacular as it is in person, but it's one of those multi-chromes that's just like, it's so in your face how multi-chromatic it is. Like, you can't look at it on someone's eyeballs in person and not see the multi-chrome to it, you know? Some shadows are kind of like, it needs like a certain lighting. This is just like every lighting. It like sucks it in and it transforms, and it's such a pretty sparkly formula also. Oh, these are pretty similar on my fingers. The little leftovers of Antares and Unexplainable. So this next one is from Cleona. It's one of the newer shades also that I got in that December order, so I haven't used it that much, but I'm excited about it. This is Emboss. I feel like it fits in this family, but it is like a little bit more peachy than some of these. I feel like there's less flip, you know? Yeah, like it looks more of like a peach to like a yellow gold, and it's really pretty. Almost kind of blue. I wonder if that's probably kind of, yeah, I feel like this is, I wish I could like show all of these better. I feel like this one's kind of similar to Gingerbread. Gingerbread. Emboss. And then the final one here, I also think about often and fondly. This is Glass Wing from Luxie. I don't think I was so blown away with this at first, and it's just a shadow that every time I see it, I'm like, what is that shadow? And I really like the tone of it a lot. I feel like it's similar to Gingerbread in a way, but just like a deeper pink and then like a little bit more blue in the flip. Maybe it's not similar to Gingerbread, they're just both kind of like interesting Luxie pinks. Put her here. Come on, focus. There we go. Ooh, I think you could see all those colors in her. She's so pretty. Yeah, I feel like she's very blue and like medium pink. Some of these other ones, like those first couple from Luxie, they can get kind of like baby doll pink, but I like that tone of pink a lot better. And here are all those gorgeous shadows. I'm so excited to play with these. Ooh, I love them so much. Especially Venus, Bloodline, Glass Wing, Unexplainable, Antares. Okay, and Gingerbread. And Oh, this Adept one. Or is that Dollface? I think that's Dollface, actually. Yeah, really excited. Okay, so of the shimmers, we kept... Oh no. So pretty. All of that glass wing. Wasted, but so pretty. Oh my god, I want that in my whole body. There we go. Okay, I know I just kind of stopped mid-sentence and started rearranging. So this is actually all of them other than that matte IOU, which was orange anyway. I'm gonna move that to my orange palette, where it should have been all along. So in here I have 1, 2, 3. I have 27 in here. Wow, I fit 27 shadows in like a 25 pan palette. Cool. So I'm keeping 27, or no, 28, including that one. And we're decluttering 7. So no crazy world records here, but I could have told you that from the beginning, and I probably did. I'm really happy to just kind of clean up my pink collection a little bit, and I'm so excited to see this group of shimmers together. It's amazing how just getting rid of a few shadows that you're less excited about makes your whole collection just look more special. I feel like that's really what happened today, and I'm so excited to play with these more.
And that was that. I'm really enjoying the look of this little palette. I'm so happy that I can fit all of these shades in here, and this is just so pleasing to me. On my eyes today, I have a couple mattes. I have that Luxie light pink called Forever, and I have Wisteria from Menagerie in my crease, and then all over my lid is just Venus from Terra Moons looking like 5 different shadows. My inner corner is Adept ACI 5, and then on my lower lash line I have ColourPop Flower Boy with a little bit of Terra Moons Antares on top of that. And that's everything for today. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and there's a lot more of these single shadow swatch parties on the way. Okay, bye.